And it says going live. So we must be live. Hey, happy Friday, happy Pi Day, happy drama. Happiness abounds. Well, happiness doesn't abound today. My lighting, it just, it looks so stark. I don't know what to do with this, but we'll make it survive for the next hour or two, right? Let's shrink that down and get into some notes and see what's going on. Hey, well, it is Friday. I am David Rush, your erstwhile uh, host. Sorry, something just happened and I'm all confustulated, and forgive me, I'll be just head fog here probably for the next 52 hours, but I apologize. Stuff going on for the show. I had three disasters this week, and one of them happened this morning, and I have been working for hours to resolve it. And the answer is I'm not going to be able to resolve it. And it will have some minor impact on you and the show and a couple other things. I'll get into all of that as we go on. So let me go dive into this thing. Before we start all the nonsense, let's kind of change things up a little bit and get right on into you're here and I'm here, and skip all the intro junk. We'll do some of that as we intersperse it as we go along. What do we got in here? Wait, we got two people in here. No, I'm not going to do all this junk. We got more than two people. Heck, I'm just looking at 6 different names on here. That's YouTube has been doing wacky and funky things all week. I had a real challenge working Mike's show. I do not just the back channel moderating and stuff like that, but I do all the setups and manage most of the YouTube side of things, and it was just doing funky weirdness. So, well, let's see who's here then anyways, and then we'll do intros. People are used to my long intros and saying, I'll turn up in 10 minutes when he's done with all that nonsense. Hey, Total Seminars channel is here. Hello, Mike. Wow, thanks for joining the show, Mike. Now you've doubled our audience. We are a little short today. And yes, I have talked to your partner in crime and got an idea on what's going on back at the office. Hey, so Tullowit is here, checked in at 1:44. He didn't check in at midnight. Thanks, buddy. Good morning, all. If you're in Hawaii, it is morning for you. Jeremy Parker is back. Hello, people. Will Shaw, our favorite Delta jock. Hello, all. Time for some more drama in my life. Sorry, something just buzzed. And I didn't know what it was. Des543 is here. Des543 reminds me of something that just popped up. If you're not on the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel, I'll give that link, and Andrew's working the back channel. He'll give that link. If you're listening, Andrew, go ahead and post it up now. Sahil, who I believe is also here. I see his name here. Sahil posted an invite from another Discord channel. If you're into Linux, a new Discord channel, I don't know how new it is, but a Discord channel is up with Linux challenges. Here's a challenge for you to accomplish something in Linux. And so I joined up, a little bit of trouble because of my own stupidity. I didn't read all the instructions. When you join, okay, Discord link posted at 2:03. And I'll talk about that in just a minute or two. When you join, I'm going to give you the heads up if you choose to join. After you've joined, you have to put in a / command, /verify, no spaces. And then you'll be able to see and access everything. Otherwise, you can't see or access anything except the welcome page. So I saw when I was looking around it a little bit last night or today or whenever it was, that Des543 also joined on, and probably some other folks. So. And there is the person who passed our invite along at 1:55, Sahil Basia. Hello, everyone. By the way, if you're not watching these with timestamps, over at the little 3-dot kebab on the right side of the chat channel, you can toggle timestamps on or off, and you'll know if I've gotten to your question, and if not. If I miss your question or comment or whatever, just repost it. And otherwise, just note what time you posted your question, and then I give times as I read these messages out, and you'll know, oh, he hasn't gotten there yet, so you don't have to repost it until after I missed it, right? Chaco Taco in at 1:56. Chaco, I have been watching you gaming like a mad person for the last few days. I know I interrupted you once during one of those. It was fun, but boy, if I interrupted you every time I saw you fire up some kind of game, you would really hate me for all that pestering. Change of scenery here. There we go. So Andrew Hutz is here doing the hello and the welcomes today. Scott's not working the back channel today. Well, he has another thing, another commitment that prevents him from having joined us today. So apologies for that, but Andrew does just yeoman service. And I think because of Scott's upcoming schedule, Andrew is probably going to be the future moderator. We will talk about that amongst ourselves and see how it all goes. Because, you know, there's books to write, there's videos to make, and. All right, my first sip of the day. TD Washington is here. Happy Friday. Ping is back. Nice to see you, Ping. I am fine. How about yourself? And hello, Dave. Oh, here comes all of Mike's stuff. Okay. My screen isn't very tall, so I didn't get to see the fact that he posted 400 times. Yes, that sounds familiar. Oh, goodness. How far out did I go here? Wow. All right. Richard Salnetti was here. May still be here, but this very first post, and I've never seen your name before, Richard. So if you're still listening, welcome. But every post you've done says message retracted, at least everyone that I can see now. So Mike's here as himself. Yes, Total Seminars channel is Mike Myers. If you want to talk directly to Mike Myers, I usually give his email address, and I will sometime later during the show. But now's your chance. And if his schedule allows, maybe he will join us on Discord afterward. And if you've never talked in person with Mike Myers, it is a thing to put in your bucket list, right? But tuck that one in your belt. Yeah, I talked to Mike Myers. I told him how things work. And then he told me how things work. Oh, yes. And, well, I don't know what's going on. My screen is not updating. Oh, I know exactly why that is. Okay. A YouTube change. So I will never see how many people are here today or how many thumbs up there are. Let's see. Patricia Grace just showed up. Nice and early, Patricia Grace. And you're working from work, so you're multitasking. You have a good job. I want your job where I can be at work and do this. Wait a minute. I have your job. I am at work and I'm doing this. Thank you, Mike, for allowing me 2 hours on Fridays to get together with everybody and share your wisdom and our wisdom and combine it all together and play Raspberry Pi and play Comptia. So Mike will be in and out. Cool bananas. He says hi to Patricia at 2:03. So at 2:03, Andrew Hutz posted the permalink invitation to the new unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. Jose Braden, our good friend, set one up about a year ago, and it had a problem earlier this month, and we've abandoned it. And they, the folks in the background who do this, it's not Total Seminars, it just has our name in it because they like us. They've set up a new one. It looks and works exactly like the old one. It's even got a few more channels on it now, and membership is regrowing. So head on over there. This link, unlike the links on the old one, does not expire. So I don't have to update my slide every week just before the show. Oh my gosh, I forgot to get the right link, or before Mike's show or whatever. This link, until somebody actually makes a manual effort and says, you know what, we're getting too much junk. We'll clear that out and do a shiny new one. But for the moment, there we go. Ask Dave what time it is. He'll build you a clock. Wow, I've never heard that before, Mike. So it greets Mike and Mr. D, I see. Okay. All the cool kids are on Discord. Exactly right. And some nerds. Will Shaw. Ooh, I have a question at 2:06. I can do that. My Raspberry Pi has port 22 open for SSH. Is there a command or tool where I can look to see if anyone has tried to get into my Pi from the outside? Yes, you can enable SSH logging. I don't have the command handy dandy in front of me, but this is pretty much universal for Debian install. So if you want to beat me to the punch here, just do a quick enable SSH logging. A log of all accessors will be kept in var/log, and then you'll know. So there's the short answer. You can also control with one of the SSH config files exactly who gets in. If you allow account names and passwords instead of doing fingerprint, then you can specify an exact list of not just account names that will be legal, but from where they access. They're basically source network IP address. So if you want to just set up so that nobody can access from the WAN side of your router, then you can set in, I'll accept any host from the local network address 192.168.1.0. Anything in there. You could even go really nuts and say the only place I will allow an SSH connection from is this singular IP address. By default, it's open inside and outside, of course. Yes, 2 hours. You only do one, I know. But you're always exhausted after that one because you put 10 hours of prep into getting your 1 hour ready. So 208. Sahil Basia, Dave, can you please tell me some projects related to cybersecurity field that I can share in my resume to show experience and expertise? No. I could come up with something if I think of. So if I put some thought and research into it, I have nothing. Wow. Look, security is huge. Okay. And so I don't know what kind of equipment you have, what kind of security you're talking about. Are you talking about, something as simple as a firewall? Are you talking about doing penetration testing? Are you talking about trying to find a hacker? Here, I'll tell you what, I will give you, so I can find this in short order, not that one, this one. Last year, yeah, there we go. I did a show on a couple of shows on honey nets and honey pots, and I'm going to put the link up. You can do this with there we go, 4 of them feature honey pots. Okay, so the first, stop it. The first show I did on this, I did 2 or 3 in a row, was on May 7th of 2021, and then look the following week, May 14th, and again the following week on May 21st. And you can set this up on a Raspberry Pi. You can set this up on lots of other Linux distros. Just set yourself up a virtual machine with Ubuntu in it, or with the Debian installation, with a Debian installation, or there's a Debian installation that is available with a Raspberry Pi interface, but it runs on your Linux box. I'm sorry, on your Windows machine in any kind of VirtualBox VM. So I'm posting that link right now. There we go. At the current time, it's about 13 minutes after the hour. Okay, and it should, and that'll get you started. But send me an email, Sahil, with the same question, and you and I together will do some research and see what we can come up with. I need to get more answers from you. Experience/expertise is a really loaded thing. I've never done this before, but I did it once because Dave took me to a website that showed me how to do it. So now I have expertise. Well, I suppose there's some truth to that. A degree of expertise, the degree that we call beginner. We call him slacker here. Hello, it is talking to Mike, but you do 2 hours a week. That's right. Oh, those were so good. What am I missing here? Like, I have the memory of a gnat. So if I read a question or read a comment, I dealt with it, I move on, it's gone. So when you guys comment back about previous things, I mostly have no idea what's going on. Andrew Hutz, once I get off my lazy behind and set up my new modern modem and router. See, R's and M's, I told you, R and N together on my font always looks like M. And router, I'm going to rebuild that honeypot. Okay. Yeah, you were one of the first people who was really interested in it, as I recall. And that's a really fun project, especially the one we started the second week. You might even want to start on the one on May 14th, because I think I tossed out the one on May 7th and said, nah, I got a better way to go, and did that on May 14th. Okay, very good. Honey Nut Project. Yeah, that was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that project once we got it going and got the bugs worked out. All right, well, that gets me caught up on introductory comments at quarter two. Let me do the introductory stuff from my notes. And what are you doing? They've changed. They haven't changed. It's not worth getting into. So at any rate, this is Friday, January 28th. It is the last full week of January. We got one day of January on Monday. Mike couldn't finish that one off. And then we start February, already 1/12 of the way through the year. But every Friday we get together for Pi Day Friday, where we talk about Comptia certifications and Raspberry Pis and how the two can be used together to foster our studies, especially for those of us who are kind of stuck at home, or for those of us who don't want to spend $300, $400, $500, $1,200 on a new computer just so I can study for Comptia and make myself a virtual machine running Linux. Spend $35, get yourself a Raspberry Pi, get a case and a power supply, and you've got every server that you'll ever need to prep for at least the trifecta certifications and many, many more. Usually joined in the back channel by Scott Jernigan. He's not available today, but we have the ever capable other editor and writer, Andrew Hutz. Since Scott's not here, Andrew may have a chance to use his banhammer to take care of the Russian bots. They've left us alone for the last few days. So what we're doing here, we did that. This is episode drama number 77. Wow, huh? And I don't know when our anniversary is. Mike's is in March, end of March, something like that. I started 4 or 5 months after that. So got a little time before we come across our second anniversary. We get together every Friday, 2 o'clock for 2 hours or so. We talk, we answer questions, we do contests. We got 2 contests today, and got a project today. And it is not the project that I planned on. Part of the disasters that have happened this week. I will fill you in on that ever so briefly. So it's an AMA. It's Ask Me Anything. It's drama. Dave Rush Ask Me Anything. And that means ask me something. Post comments, post questions in the YouTube chat. If you're not here watching live, or if your question is too long or it's too personal, don't send me personal questions that make me cringe. Then you can contact myself or Mike Myers or Andrew or Scott or anybody else at Total Seminars using an alternative method besides the chat channel. This house is falling apart. Every time I hear a whomp or a crunch or anything, I suddenly panic. And I just heard something, I think it was from the printer. At any rate, contact stuff. So drop me an email if you need to get in touch with me. My name is Dave Rush. I work at Total Seminars, and therefore I am Dave R at TotalSem.com. Scott Jernigan is Scott J. He works at Total Seminars. Mike Myers, I don't have him on this page, but he's Michael M, and he works at Total Seminars. So TotalSem.com. Andrew Hutz is here, Andrew W at TotalSem.com. We got a phone number there. People answer it, but nobody's there. So, best you can do is leave a message if you need to get in contact. But best way to get in contact with us is by email. You can even contact me by my personal email address, drushtx, because I'm Dave Rush in Texas, at Yahoo. Just don't send them to both because they cross-link to each other. And, when you send them to both, they start cross-linking, and then they shrink into a black hole, and the whole world, the whole universe gets sucked in. It's a bad thing. We all game. Find me on Steam as Blood Rush TX. Scott Scarhart. Mike is Senor Pepe, SENORPEPE. Andrew is The Green Abyss. And you saw Choco Taco is here. That's also his Steam name, and you see him all the time if you mark him. As long as I'm at it, we already posted this on the other slide. So, or in the chat feed. But here is the link to the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. It's case sensitive, a lot easier to copy and paste, or just click on the link in the YouTube channel and come on over, join us. I will be on the show afterward with Cameron and Mike. Encourage you to do the same, but if that's not available for you, you don't want to show your face on camera, whatever, join us over and just text to us. We'll see your text and you can watch us respond live and in person. It's a little more Wild West than Mike and my AMA. Language might be a little bit more salty. Topics get a little less rigid. We'll talk about anything. Recipes was a big topic, is a big topic lately. Hey, Mike Myers, if you're still listening, I got a couple of messages from Debbie Strauch this week, and you should touch base with her. She needs some help, and I think you're a much better source of help than I am. All right, I want to talk about this today. This is one of the 3 disasters of the day. It's not working. But long and short of it, I port forwarded today. I put all the stuff in there today, and then anytime I do that, I test it. I have 2 servers running as that are identical. Let's go with that. So one of them is here internally. I do it. I test on that, make sure everything is cool and working, and then I update the production one. It's just like you're supposed to do it. No problem, Andrew. Didn't miss anything. And so when I went to test the Pi R Square version of it that's accessible from the outside, I got no connect. And I got to tell you, I had troubleshot for a couple hours, while in between doing real total seminars work. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Let's just go with that. It's accessible from the inside. I can ping it from the outside. But what I believe has happened is that Comcast has killed my ability to port forward. I will call their tech support in the next 24 hours and see what's going on. But there's only 2 possibilities in my mind. And that, I guess there's theoretically a 3rd possibility in my router, but I reset it and seems to be all normal and nothing changed. So I did do an update to the Raspberry Pi operating system yesterday. I do that every week. And I've been burned by that once before. It totally killed out a web server on a Nextcloud that I was running, and I had to start over from scratch. I hope to heck that's not the case here. Everything looks normal, but the world holds its collective breath. But I'm fairly confident from things I've read online and what I'm seeing that it's a port forward issue, and I believe it to be on the Comcast side of things. Andrew, if you post a Q&A special, I'll take care of that while I'm got slides up and running. We have a weekly special that we advertise only to the people who come to Mike's show and to my show. It's 50% off bundles. The bundles are made up of an ebook and the matching total tester practice test question. So we got it for A+. There's a total tester for A+ and an ebook. Likewise for Network Plus and Security Plus, and you can see the list here: CISA Plus, Pen Test, AWS SAA. Thank you. Andrew just posted this same set of specials with the code on there at 223. What you do is you go and you put your 2 items, which will show up as full price, in your basket. You do that at Total Seminars at totalsem.com. And then when you check out, use the password GOLD, because at the beginning of the week, in 1848, gold was discovered in California. I thought that was kind of a nice thing to mark. It's good. The special is good through this Sunday night. New special and a new code next week. All right, that takes care of all the stuff that I need to show you on there for now. Anything else on here worth talking about? Okay, so item 2. Catastrophe number 2. I had to change topics for today. I'm pushing what was going to be today's topic till next week. I'll explain that in a moment. So today's topic is going to be a really cool one. It's really important, and I'll show you some nice things about it. What I want to talk about in this section of my notes is, do you need a Raspberry Pi to do it on? No, you can do what I'm going to do today on 97% of the Linux distros out there. Debian distros, Red Hat distros, Arch distros. what we're going to talk about is very universal. We will do it on a Raspberry Pi because, you know, that's what we do on this show. Okay, where have we been then? Last week we did an introduction to the DNS utility called Host. What a cool little utility. One of those invisible ones that I never knew about. Turns out it's useful, it's practical, it's fun. It's a Linux only utility. It's not available in Windows. It might be available in Mac because the underlying operating system is Unix. But cool command. What we're going to do today, not going to do the cacti install. And yeah, let me tell you why. There are two reasons. One, this week was an insanely busy week for total seminars work. I had to go to the office a couple days. That kills my entire day. I can't multitask on this kind of stuff while I'm doing that. And I stay late. So when I get back, I have enough time to get a little dinner, eat with the wife, do some studying on my Linux Plus class. Just over 3 hours worth of class content for me to go on, and then a little bit of, you know, additional study and practice tests, and then that one's behind me. And then we start developing it into a class of our own. But total seminars work very, very heavy this week, so that took away a lot of my time. And there's a problem. I used a nice tutorial that had one or two glitches in it, and I've got those all worked out except for one. And I actually think I got this one worked out, but I haven't had time to test it. There is a point during the installation that's not documented in the tutorial that I used where it prompts you to set a password. So, okay, I set the password, and then later on, there comes a place to log in using an account name and a password. And I couldn't tell if that was a Linux account name or something for something else. And, you know, I tried all kinds of different combos and all my standard passwords that I believed I typed in, and just couldn't get past it. So sent a message to the author of the tutorial. And in the meantime, I went back and learned how to disable and reset a password in the Mariadb SQL database. It's a pretty easy thing to do if you have direct access and you've got a supervisor account, an administrator account. And so, okay. And I built that into my tutorial saying, look, if this gags on you, here's how you blow it away. Well, that just didn't make me happy. I don't want it to gag on you. I want it to be right the first time. And about the time I'd gone through that, I got a response from the original author of the tutorial with, oops, forgot to mention that kind of stuff. And so I redid it, and everything worked like a dream. But what I didn't do when I redid it was to document his missing steps. So it's one of those things that's going to take me 20 minutes to get built back into my tutorial, and we'll get that fixed. So we're going to do a cacti install next week. Apologies for the pushback, but we're replacing that today with something interesting. When you are in a terminal session on Linux, if you've gone into the GUI and you're using their terminal application, if you connected externally using the terminal program from Mac, using SSH from Windows, either command prompt or from PowerShell, using PuTTY, whatever, these are keyboard shortcuts that you can use when you're in that command line session. There's 14 of them or so. Glom onto one or two of them. Try them all every day. Keep yourself a little cheat sheet up whenever you're playing in the command line. Take something from that cheat sheet and get it to ingrain. There is really, really, really good stuff in there, many of which I knew, some of which I didn't. And oh, yes, you could do that. Hey, that's practical and useful. So very cool kind of stuff. That's what we're going to do today. And I posted all 14 of those, listed as 12, there's a reason for that, in the Linux channel of the Unofficial Total Seminars Discord server. So if you go join up over there, since you can't download my tutorial today because pirsquare.zapto.org is dead, that's a place that you can get that stuff from. And I borrowed that from another website because I needed to put something together right quick. Let's go see what's happening back in the feed. Yeah, looking through questions. Okay, that's where we left off at 2:14. If they try, they'll meet Trollnir, the Banhammer of Thor. That's right. You named your Banhammer Trollnir. Yep, Trollnir. Charlie Schaefer is here. Which Pi would you start with for setting up VMs for A+ practice? All right, let's think about that. The only VM that you need for A+ is a Linux VM. So you got two choices. You could set up VirtualBox and an Ubuntu distro in your VM on a Windows machine. You don't need a VM on a Raspberry Pi to set this up, right? Because it's already running native Linux. But if you want a Raspberry Pi to set up various, distros in VMs, I think I would start with a Raspberry Pi 4 4 gig model. You could get away with a 2 gig model. You need 1 gig for the host OS and 1 gig for the guest OS, and that's going to make them both dog slow, right? I want at least 2 for most distros. So a 4 gig model would be a good base model for that. Would not do it with a 1 gig model. It can be done, but you type in a command and 4 minutes later it might happen. And all the models previous to Pi 4, including the earliest model of Pi 4, are 1 gig, and then you can even go back farther to Pi Zeros that only had a ½ gig. And the very first Pi that came out, the Pi Model B, only had a ¼ gig. I wouldn't do it with that. 250 megs of RAM is not going to set it up. That was time 217. Richard Cellularity. Now I get it right. There's ARM support for VirtualBox in the first place. Right. You wouldn't use VirtualBox on a Raspberry Pi. You'd use VMware. They have created a version of VMware that runs on Raspberry Pi. All right. Richard Salonetti is here with an unretracted message. Hello again at 2:19. Excellent, Richard. Nice to see you. Yeah, not as intense on Discord as I am not reading the rest of that. You're going to sell your MacBook back channel. That's something we got to talk about in Discord. Guys, Andrew is thinking about selling his MacBook because of VirtualBox lack of support is kind of the way I'm interpreting this. We should discuss this. I don't have enough Mac background, but yeah, let's do the pineapple pizza thing with Alex. Hope Alex is here today. Alex is a star in my presentation in one of the contests today. I had a name and I wrote it up and I submitted it on my back channel so the guys in the back channel could watch. And Scott jumped on and said, "No, don't use that name. Use Alex." Okay, well, we'll see how that goes because I did change into my notes. At 2:23, Andrew posted the specials for this week. Remember, go to totalsem.com, totalsem.com. There you go. Fill up your basket, and when you check out, use the code GOLD, and that will take any of those matching bundles, the ebook and the Total Tester, and give you 50% off. Andre de Goyard is here. Thor's hammer is called Mjolnir. It's Mjolnir. No one can pronounce it unless you are an ancient Norse. That's funny, Andrew. The two hammers. She might unfriend you if you offer her pizza. Are you kidding? I'm going to send her pineapple. She sends a nice gift to us every year around Christmas time. And so it's just dawned on me. You're exactly right. I'm going to send her a pizza. Not a pizza, but some pineapple and something that goes well with it. Ham obviously goes great with that. Yes, you have. Tulowitz, shame on you. Too easy, my friend. Too easy. Okay, so Will Shaw, Control Alt T, right. So there's a shortcut for launching terminal, and that one is not universal for some systems. And I think on CentOS, Control Alt F2 may be the normal keystroke for that. Works fine on Raspberry, does not work fine across some VNC programs because some keyboard combos aren't captured and forwarded. So I'll talk about that when we get down to the project today. File these shortcuts away in my cool stuff folder. Yeah, they are definitely cool stuff. Andrew Dewar, talking to Andrew Hutz, why'd you buy a fruit bowl in the first place? Okay, Andrew's going to join us on Discord today too. That's cool. He works out pros and cons on it. Steady as shark. Thank you for turning up. Zach hasn't made it in a while, so we need someone from Jolly Old to represent. Sorry if this isn't the right place, but I was just curious about how long the giveaway exam vouchers are good for. 1 year from the time they are issued. Now, no guarantees that what I'm going to tell you next will work. I've never heard of it not working, but it's always possible. What some people do when they are nearing the end of their life on a voucher, do this like at least a month and probably 2 before it expires. Schedule an exam. Now you can schedule an exam out. I'm not sure if you can schedule it beyond the date of the voucher. You may be able to, but if not, schedule it for a week or 2 away, and then at least 24 hours. So give yourself 2 weeks or maybe even a month, but at least a few days, a week, you can reschedule. And that you can do out as far as a year. Remember, don't reschedule out past the expiration date of a particular exam. You can really get hooched on that. But there are lots of reports of lots of people doing that, and it is often successful. All right, that gets me caught up on questions. Back to notes. This may wind up being a short show today. The presentation today is very short. 13 shortcuts. We're going to demo them all. If they each take a minute, that's 13 minutes. Of course, we got contests, and I can drag those out to nobody's end, right? Okay, so 3 disasters this week on a personal note under interesting news, tricks, and techniques of the week. Disasters. So Cacti is delayed for reasons that I've explained. Pi-R Square is dead for reasons that I don't know what the reason is, but it's dead, and I'm working on it. And you guys have suggestions, get together with me. I'll give you my symptoms, and we'll see if we can figure it out together. And I did that. Meantime, today's project can be found in the Linux channel of the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. So the other disaster, this is just totally personal, but I got to share. Some of you know, many of you know, that in November, we had a flood. My hot water heater in the attic, of all places, burst, and it just destroyed the house. We got the final estimates in and turned them into the insurance company. It's about just shy of $40,000 US in repairs. And right now I live in a home with missing drywall and exposed beams, and I've got cardboard covering the roof rafters in my attic, so all the heat in my house here in winter doesn't escape. And so lots of it is because there's lots of cracks and whatever. But okay, so we're now waiting for the insurance company to do whatever they will do or won't do, and we make the best of it. It's life. We're happy. I got food. I got shelter. I got a good family. But I was in the living room the other evening, and I got up to go into the kitchen, get a glass of water or something, and there's water on the floor. And I look up, and it's dripping down from some of the exposed beams between the first floor and the second floor. And it's not dripping slowly. And I heard the washing machine going. So charge upstairs, and there's a pan under the washing machine, big square plastic pan, and it's full of water. And there's a drain that leads to the outside somewhere, but the floor is soaked. It's the water's obviously not draining out. So, well, there went the next hour or two while we got things shut up and sopped up and cleaned up and whatever. And I found part of the problem was one of the drain fittings wasn't snug. So when water was coming out of the pan, it went into the drain fitting and then was just draining out onto the floor. And that was the source of the water coming down. So I got that fixed in fairly short order. But the other problem is, water is obviously coming out of the washing machine. And so we can't run it until we get that figured out. And I got a lot of expertise in a lot of areas, but appliances ain't one of them. So we call the repair guy. The repair guy comes out, and after about 10 minutes, he calls down, Mr. Rush, I got something to show you. Okay. He said, I got good news and bad news. The good news is I found it and it's easy to fix, but I can't fix it because it's a part that's broken that never breaks. And so it's not approved on the repair list for the contract that I have with repair companies. What exactly do you mean? Well, in the back of a washing machine, there's a drain hose, plugs in down here, and it goes up and U-turns back down into a drain. That drain hose was there for a washing machine that I had many years ago. And when I purchased a new washing machine, the sellers brought it in and they installed it. Well, it's a different drain hose. They weren't designed for each other. So what they did is they took that old drain hose and they just squeezed and pried it in, and it's held a good seal for as long as I had that washing machine. It's probably about 6 or 7 years, my wife says. But apparently I moved the washing machine the other day to start kind of putting things back together after the real flood damage. And that must have broken their little cram in seal. And so leaks in my house again. Amazon, 24 hours later, a new correct drain hose. Took me 10 minutes to put it on because I did it alone. If the missus was here, we would have done it in 2 minutes. And I did laundry again last night. I was really getting nervous as I wasn't sure what I was going to wear today. Things were piling up. All right, I know. Had nothing to do with anything. Just it was for me interesting news and tricks and taps of the week. And I got to kill an hour and 18 minutes. Yeah. And so I will. I got an email today, and I will share this with you if you will send me an email if you're interested. This email is from Comptia. When Comptia has a new exam, they offer a beta exam at a very reduced price first. I think we are 2 weeks away from the beta next generation Linux Plus exam happening. And I'm not sure if there's even slots available, but it's available for $50. But that's not what I got this for. For some reason, they sent me an invite, and it's not, just personal to me. If you click on this thing, you could use it too, I think, for their next generation Project Plus. It's the Comptia version of PMP, the professional project management professional. That's its name. So this is the Comptia version of it, and they are offering that for $50 while supplies last. So if you're into PMP and project management and certification, and you want to take a whack at it, it's got more than 200 characters in the link. So I can't put it here. I can put it up in the Discord channel, or if you will send me an email to daveR@totalsem.com, I will gladly share that with you. Pressing on with the Linux Plus course. I did a 17-minute piece yesterday. Last night, it took 2.5 hours. 3.5 hours of class material to go, less than that. I'm terrified of it. Only one of them is a 1-hour session. All the other ones I can do in one session, but I do them 30 minutes at a time because these things take so long, because he misses and skips so much stuff, and he gets so much stuff wrong that I have to stop and I got to go research it and learn it myself and make notes, and that just takes forever. but soon. Done. Okay, hold on, answered questions. None. That takes care of that. I'm not going to do that stuff. Okay, let me answer questions, and then we're going to do a contest. This is right on time. It's about when we normally do this. All right, we left off at 2:33 with Trollnir's threat that he's going to join us on Discord today. Excuse me. Throat and voice are a million times better. Still a little raspy, a little rough, but getting there. All right, Steady as Shark answered that. Yeah, giveaway. Okay, you covered that. It was a good question, said Andrew. And don't worry, I don't remember the top of my head, but Dave will know. I did. Okay, plan to use it before the expiration date, especially since I'm not sure when the current A+ exams will be retired. Nobody knows that. I didn't check today, but as of the last time I checked, within the last couple days, the expiration date still says to be determined. So it is our supposition that it will be 6 months from the date that they first post, and that'll coincide. So the world holds its breath. We don't have an idea when the new one is being. I can say this. I'm not non-disclosed on this. I wouldn't give it away if I knew it because my company is. But I'm kept out of that loop. My job is to research topics and give them to Mike and Scott, and they turn them into book material. Which they already know most of it, but there's always something new and interesting. So they may or may not know the dates of either. I don't think anybody knows the retirement date. They may know when the new objectives come out, but nobody knows when it's going to retire, and I don't either. Reading questions. If you need to kill time, I can start asking Star Trek questions. I've been looking on some different Star Trek paraphernalia. I haven't done any changes in the set in a while. We'll see what's up there. I got a Comptia beta offer email recently. Okay, which one, Patricia Grace? Project Plus. Okay, same one as me then. I saw someone, what was that? Invited? Sorry, I super scrolled here. There we go. I saw someone invited to Project Plus beta. Okay, so yeah, I knew I wasn't exclusive on this. And to think that other people are getting it. I thought I was special in Comptia's eyes. No, everybody gets this. Mike Myers probably got it. And you know, Mike, he'll take a test because it exists. But then we'll have something to talk about internally. Is there any information about when the current A+ exam is retired? Okay, I guess I just covered all that. We're still 6 months away. But again, our supposition, you are 6 months away plus the time from now till the announcement. Pure speculation, pure supposition. But you know, they've never given us less than 6 months notice. I can't see them posting tomorrow saying 3 months. They've always given you a fair notice, and 6 months is pretty fair. I just read the first couple words of that while I was sipping, Andrew. Why do consoles explode, period, all the time on the Enterprise? Oh, man. You're going to go down that road. Yeah, it's incredible, and it's equally incredible how fast they get them fixed. Will Shaw at 2:45 talking to Andrew. It's purposeful programming into LCARS. Yeah, he knows what LCARS is. My pleasure. Steady as Shark. 246, Andrew. Maybe enterprise computers were using those faulty gigabyte power supplies. And yeah, that's that special power supplies, right? Because Richard Daystrom invented duotronics, and they use those, and they're probably on triotronics by now. All right, if you guys are going to go down the Star Trek road, we got a second here. I've been thinking about something. I need help with this. There is a spoof that we need to shoot. It's going to be 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. Ideally, we get William Shatner doing it, but we need a guest on the Enterprise. He's in guest quarters. A steward comes by to deliver food, something he requested. Yeah, it can't be food because they have replicators in their suites, right? But you see Shatner there, huddled in his chair, shaking, looks like Michael J. Fox. What's wrong, Admiral Shatner? There's a thing on the nacelle. Come on, that is beyond bloody hilarious, and we have to shoot that. We need a room that looks like guest quarters on the Enterprise and a little green screen window with a star field outside. Help me shoot that, somebody. Didn't Star Trek props wash away with the flood, David Rush? Yes, let's go with that. I got rid of most of my Star Wars props. I gave away to he's not a godson, but he's close enough that I call him that. A nice kid. He was 11 or 12 at the time. Getting a little older now. I don't have much in the way of Star Trek paraphernalia, and that's why I want to do it. Scott has a great poster, a Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse kind of thing with the four major cast. We had it on a set that we did a long time ago. If you dig back through some of the stuff in the Total Sem archive videos, you will probably see that. I think power supply is okay. I'm not going to continue down the Star Trek road. As much fun as it is, we got stuff to do that's actually related to Comptia and Raspberry Pis. Did they give away? No, I'm going to be doing the practice test, BD Vasquez, in minutes, in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So no, we haven't given it away yet. Got off work late. You're good. I usually do it pretty close to the beginning of the second hour, give or take. Daniel Kiss is here. Hello, Dave. Thank you for the great content. You're very nice to say so, and you're very welcome. Steve G is here. Long time. What's up, everybody? Oh, wait, I saw you the other day. You were here at least on Monday. I think you were here Wednesday on Mike's show. Will Shaw, come on, David. We're up to bioneural gel packs. Oh God, the gel pack thing. That is so nuts. I don't even know where to begin with that. Isolinear chips. We had isolinear chips in Deep Space. Did they have them? I think they had them in Next Generation. How about John Lithgow? Are you telling me bad news about Lithgow? No, sorry. I am moving to a channel here. I must look up John Lithgow. Oh, this will just, you have my heart beating like nobody's business. Come on, search engine. I don't see any major news. Jericho Poetry, Rotten Tomatoes. All right, I am taking that to believe that there is not bad news since it's not in the primary headline. If there's bad news, the kind that I don't want to know, somebody tell me, because I got to know. But yeah, we certainly got to talk about Tim Russ, the murderer. There's a channel here in my neck of the woods. It's a local broadcast channel. I think some of the networks hear them. Oh, okay, yeah, he played the Shatner character in Twilight Zone movie. Okay. I didn't see the Twilight Zone movie. I heard it wasn't bad. It's just something I never ran across. And I haven't seen this week's Boba Fett, so no spoilers. I'm going to watch that tonight. Yes, I do stream every Friday. Mike streams every Monday and Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I stream Friday at 2 o'clock, and we both give away practice test question giveaways and Comptia voucher giveaways. So, man, William, you just scared the bejeebers out of me. Is that a word? It's not one that I like, but there it is. Okay, I'm going to leave off questions there, and we're going to talk about a contest today. So today's contest is going to be for 90-day access to Total Tester practice questions, Total Tester online practice test questions, any topic that we have available. And the N10008 Total Tester just became available at the beginning of this week. There are some people who had excuse me, requested it in the past, and I sent it, and I didn't realize that they weren't being issued because it didn't exist. And somebody wrote me and said, hey, where's my, and I called up and they said, oh, they're not here, but they're going to be up in a couple of days. And sure enough, within 2 days, they were up. Everybody who was back ordered on them did get them. So a new option for you. The question, we're going to do a question that I made up today. I'm kind of sticking with the Linux command line theme because I like that one. It's stuff you got to know for Core 2. So it's an appropriate thing for us to talk about here. And there will be 5 choices to select from today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. Didn't put it in here. I put it in someplace else. Okay, there we go. They are not A, B, C, D choices. They are one-word commands. So you got to type in what's the correct command to get this one right. First one who gets it right. And you know what? I'm going to be persnickety on this one today. No typos. Okay, type in the command correctly. So look it over before you hit the enter key. The spelling is right there. It'll be on my screen, so you'll know how to spell it. You don't have to make it up. And if you have won before, you are eligible. But if you've won a lot of times before, I'm going to be looking, and probably your name is going to appear below somebody who has never won before or has won much less times than you do. Just realized I was doing somebody's paperwork the other day. They won lots of total testers, and they were one of the only of only 2 people who Mike bent over a little bit and did him a favor and let him win twice on exam vouchers. That's not going to happen again for some time. Okay, so that's the backgrounder here. Back channel, you've got the question and the right answer. You can help me pick a first one. Let me get the share screen up. Total tester question, this one. And then we share. And here comes the question and answer choices. Alex. I had that originally documented as Alex, EX, because I wanted to go androgynous, but then Scott said, no, use Alex. Okay, so Alex wants, that's supposed to be plural, to change her password, her PWD, I'm sorry. Alex wants to change her PWD. Which command should she use? Answer choices: CD, chmod, CP, PWD, or PASSWD. Alex wants to change her PWD. Which command should she use? Let me go look over answers as they're coming up here. Yeah, I see. Non-spoiler, but Boba Fett needs more Amy Sedaris. You bet. Good. I like this question. It's doing kind of what I thought it would do. It's okay, William. Correct answer is to blame the end user. ID10T errors. All right, so I'm seeing commands here come by. I see someone who I believe is going to be a winner. So he'll, I should have included the word pass in my answer choices. So when you say pass, if you don't want to win, you can say pass. Okay. Lots of answers. Very good. A few more moments for a few more. Remember, if you see somebody who types in what you think is the right answer, that shouldn't prevent you from typing in your answer, because you may appear on my list ahead of theirs. I think that's my fault, Andrew, because of one of the words I used when I was voicing the question. But that's okay. TD Washington, very good. What is that? Will Shaw, password pass. Okay. All right. I got a winner, and the winner was early on. There are only 2 people in my list who got this one right. So that's going to be a good thing. I want you to all, anybody who didn't get this one right, I want you to go back to about the second or third, maybe fourth, worst case, episode of Drama in the Archives, where I did a show on all of the commands that you have to know. That's what I see, Andrew. All the commands that you need to know for Core 2. I'm going to throw the answer up here, and while that's up, I'm going to make notes in the appropriate file so I can do this. Andrew, would you post the, okay, the winner is at time 2:57, Armando Flores with the CD command. Let me take you over there and let's talk about why that is ever so quickly. So PWD is present working directory. That's the folder that you're in right now. If you want to change out of the folder that you're in and move to another folder, just like the Microsoft command line environment or the PowerShell environment, you use the CD, change directory command. So when you CD from this present working directory to another present working directory. So that's one of the things that Comptia tries to do on the exams. They will try to trick you into thinking that PWD and PASSWD have something to do with each other. They don't. Password is what you use to change a password. CD is used to change the present working directory, which looks an awful lot like password, right? Okay, stand by a second here while I update my voucher winner file. 124 total tester winner 126. Today is 128. This one. Correct answer for CD, and the winner is Armando Flores. Okay, save that. Very good. So caught up on that. Let's shrink this guy down. Congratulations, Armando Flores. In order to claim your prize, Andrew has posted the information that you need to follow at 3 o'clock. I will verbalize it here ever so quickly. You're going to send me an email to daveR@totalsem.com. You're going to include 3 factoids in there: your real name, your email address, and the total tester practice test that you would like. By the way, our total tester practice test for A+ have both of them. So if you say 221.001 or 221.002, you will get them both. You must specify by number. Don't say A+, because there may be 2 A+s out there that are different. Certainly don't say Net Plus, right? Because there's 2 current and active ones. There recently were 2 security pluses. So give me the number of the exam, of the practice test exam that you're interested in. And you send that to me, and today is Friday. I submit those, all the winners from the week on Friday, right after the show, or actually tonight. And the powers that be get them on Monday morning, and they react. Our people react very quickly with the total tester stuff. Not as quick when I send the Comptia stuff, but they get to it typically within a week or so. They were backlogged on holidays and things like that. So very good. Congratulations, Armando Flores. Reading questions, and then I'm going to get on the project. Yes, you won, you won. VD Vasquez. Yeah, sorry I didn't get that one, VD Vasquez. They're not always that tough, but that one was a tricky one, and that's why I did that, because I want everybody to know this very important difference that Comptia is going to try and trick you with. Read the question carefully, bane of my existence. Read the question carefully, yeah. Yeah, I worded that. I did that very much on purpose. The voucher exam question will be much easier. I'll do another random number. Ah, thank you, Mike. You must be bored sticking through an hour worth of this show, even in and out. TD Washington, oh, almost had me too, said Andrew Hutz. I saw and instantly thought password. I went sneaky mode. Okay. Excellent. In TTO Online, Mike is going to snag that question and include that in our database. Very good. Happy to help. I'll send it to you on text so you don't have to type it all in, Mike, unless you want to reword it. Okay, good. We got played. Let's talk about today's projecto today. It's really simple. It's really fun. We're just going to talk about some keyboard shortcuts that you can do when you're in the command line environment. We'll use command line environment in RPi OS. The tutorial, let me post a tutorial. I don't think I put this on the back channel. I may have, but I'm going to post it myself here. Here's the tutorial where I borrowed this from, and I pretty much took it wholesale. I didn't edit it or anything. Oh, you know, I got to get the word tutorial. Yeah, I did. It was there. I see Andrew posting on the back channel. He's probably saying, I already put it up there. But I just posted today's tutorial, or borrowed a little factoid from at 306. And again, it is posted in the Linux channel over on the shared Discord channel, on the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. Andrew, if you would repost the link to the Discord channel, that would be very helpful to the folks. Did I put this on a slide? No, I think I'm just demonstrating it. No, I didn't make a slide for this. I should have. So no slide. This will just be fun. So let me start out by opening up a session with a Linux host and then sharing it with you. Click that. There we go. Password Raspberry, RASPBERRY. Okay, Discord link. If you weren't here earlier, Andrew posted it at 3:05. Please join us today after the show. Bring mic and camera if you got it. Just talk textually if you want. Look around. It's really, really a cool place with lots of channels, lots of people from all kinds of different experience backgrounds and levels. If you've got questions, somebody there's got an answer. If you've got answers, somebody there has a question for your answer. And we're sharing. And we are shared. Okay, so this is a Raspberry Pi 3. I didn't do anything special. There's no prep on this thing. If you are not using VNC, you can launch into the terminal program on most distros with Control-Alt-T. Some distros, particularly Red Hat upstream and downstream distros, Control-Alt-F2. And if you want to make your own keystroke sequences to perform certain tasks, I don't have that as a document here, but you Google that thing. Make my own keyboard shortcut Linux. And there's a zillion tutorials. There's a config file, and all you got to do is fill in that config file with what keystroke sequences you want to do and what program you want to happen when you do those. The ones I'm going to show you here are built into the Bash terminal environment. Oops, not that. I got some notes on another page here that I want you to see. I don't need that. Let me close this thing up. That's just sucking up memory needlessly. There we go. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. So these are 14 indispensable keyboard shortcuts for Linux. One of them is the one we just mentioned. It's not numbered. And that's how to launch into the terminal program when you're in a graphical environment, Control-Alt-T. Now this one is just, this works in Windows, by the way, what I'm about to show you. Let's get a listing of all the files that are in here. Here's a script file that I didn't create that today. Oh, this is a different thing. I want to take a look at the contents of that file. So we use our command cat, and of course I can type in the words script.sh, but if I just type in something that's unique, I got two things that start with S, though one of them is a directory, so this would probably work, but SC, and now I'm just going to hit the tab key. It says, hey, I only found one thing that starts with SC, and it's script, so I'll fill in the rest for you. How about one that's got some similarity to it? I got down here, we have video loop and video loop -off. So let's start by vid, and then I hit the tab key, and it says, okay, well, I'll do stuff that's common. If that's what you want, you can hit the enter key. If not, just type a little bit more of something that makes another one unique, and then hit the tab key again, and it fills out. So you can use these to complete typing for you when you're referring to files. And again, that works in Windows. I presume it works in Mac. I don't have a Mac. I won't have a Mac. Somebody at the office will say, Dave, you got to learn Mac because we're going to do a thing on it. And I'll do that. Anything? How about CDing into something? How about we CD into videos? It's a capital V, right? So it's a little different than all the other ones. And it automatically applies the / at the end, the whack. Hit the enter key. Hey, I just changed my PWD from my home folder to my videos folder. Go back up. Is there anything in there? There's got to be something in there. Nope. All right, that's the tab command. Tab command, very useful. Another command that we need is not just a keyboard shortcut. In fact, it's kind of a mandatory thing. Let me see if I can find something here where I have to use one. Oh, here, let's do something really kind of wacky. Let's say that I just type this command in. In fact, I type this and I type this and I type this. I didn't want that. Well, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to undo it. One of them is Control. I'm holding down my Control and then I hit the letter C. And that means stop process, stop inputting, stop a program. I can't see any programs that are running here that will run long enough for me to do a Control C. But if you're stuck in a program, an installation has froze on you, if a program is froze on you, if a program is here, let's try this one. Let's just do top. Top is built in. Now, the normal way to get out of top is just the letter Q. But dang, I popped the Q key off my keyboard. So Control C. And there we go. Got out. So Control C is how we stop processes, whatever they may be, as simple as putting in a command or doing input, or many programs, most programs will die with a Control C. So that's not a keyboard shortcut. That's life. Now, this is a really interesting program. And don't want to do that here. You can cause programs. Let me look for something here real quick. I don't know if there's a shortcut for this. Nah. All right. I don't have a keystroke command to undo what I'm about to do here. There's not a shortcut for it. And that kind of makes sense that there should. But let's say that I'm in a terminal program right now and I want to run something, I don't know, some script, .whack, cool script, .sh. Let's say that that exists and it's running. And I'm stuck because I want to do some more input to the program. Or here's what's even worse. Let's say, yeah, this is the big example. Instead of using the graphical access to terminal, I've used PuTTY or I've used SSH for my Windows machine. And I've gone into a Linux host and I've launched a program from within terminal. Well, here's the problem. When you quit out of SSH, when you close SSH, when you close PuTTY, any programs that you had running in that command line session will also quit. And that's not acceptable in some situations. So what you do is before you quit out of there, you run the command. I don't have a good one to demonstrate here, but hold down the Control and then press the Z key, Z as in Zulu. And that will send the program into the background. You'll wind up at a regular prompt here and you can quit out of your terminal session and the program will continue to run in the background. Then we can bring it back into the foreground with another command. We'll open up a shell again, another terminal session, and I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, brain farting on that. But that is a way to force a program to continue to run in the background. So you're not going to see it, but that'll free up your terminal session. Here's a cool one. You're in terminal. The normal way to quit out of terminal is the exit command. You can also, if you're in a windowed terminal, use this. But how about let's just close it the fun way, the hard way. Let's run a program in here like top. And my Q key command and my C command are the C is off my keyboard, and so is the Q. Well, fortunately, I have my D command left. So I'm going to Control D. Doesn't work. It's overwritten in this command, but Control D will close out of the terminal under normal circumstances. How about if it's not running the program here? Control D. There we go. So there's a quick way to exit out of your terminal environment. I do this all the time because I want you to see things. I type in the clear command, but you don't have to because there's a keystroke shortcut for that. Holding down the Control and L, second letter of clear. All clear, all gone. And again, none of this matters if you're using any kind of shell program. They all work in the bash shell. Let's put in a command that's hopefully lengthy. I gotta have something good in here. All right, close enough. When you have a command up and running and you want to edit the command, there's all kinds of interesting edits that you could do. Some are already pretty easy. For instance, if I want to move to the beginning of this line, I can just hit the home key. And if I want to move to the end of the line, I can hit the end key. However, there are some keystroke sequences that existed long before the home and end keys did that. So Control A jumps to the beginning of the line. Control E to the end of the line. Kind of makes, the E makes sense, E for end. I don't have a good thing what A stands for. Now, there's a really interesting command to undo what you've typed in so far. And it's really kind of cool. Let's say, oh, I totally blew this command. I don't want this one. Now we saw you could get out of it with Control X. I'm sorry, with Control C. But there's another way, and they're going to look like they're exactly the same, but they're a little different. So this one, you can't see it happen, but I'm going to hold down the control and I'm going to hit the letter U. And what U does is it deletes everything to the left of your cursor. And why that's valuable is because let's say that I blew the beginning of a command. I didn't want to cat bash RC for some reason. So rather than backspace from here over, I'm going to Control U, and it took out everything to the left of my command. And I want you to notice something here. I have three things going on to the left of my cursor right now. I've got grep, I've got the vertical pipe, and I've got .bash RC. So I'm going to Control U again. That all goes away. And I do that. Let's Control U this because of another command that's kind of cool and is available for us. Let me run that cat command so I can not have to go hunt for it so frequently. Can I do that? No, it didn't work. That was an exercise that somebody blew. Yeah. Where's the one with the grep in it? There it is. Oh, I've had enough of you. Fine. Okay, how about cat, Etsy, password. That's password, not PWD. Grep, root. Grep, root. Okay, now I got a nice long command to work with. So first thing I want to do is same command. Wow. Hang on. This happens to me all the time that I try and work from notes and with a demonstrator at the same time. There we go. Get that fixed. So we saw that Control U erases everything to the left of your prompt. Control U. How about everything to the right of the prompt? Control K. There we go. Doesn't leave much work, but so Control U, everything to the left of the cursor, erase. Control K, everything to the right of the cursor, erase. All right, cool. We can erase an entire line. We could take advantage of a couple of these things. How about? Oh, it also removes it from the history. That's what's going on. All right, fine. I don't care. You could take advantage of both of those things. Let's just throw something up here that we know doesn't work. By Control A, move to the beginning of the line. Oops, Control A. And then Control K. It's kind of a hard way to do things. I would have done a Control U there instead, or a wipe out the entire line. Yeah, Control U wipes out the entire line without the multiple steps. But all right, this next one is really cool. I love this one. Look at the number of items on this line. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all one item, and 5. And I just want to get rid of this ATDBus fix line. So what we're going to use here is W for word. It takes out the single preceding word before your cursor. So Control W. Oh, and now I can catch something else. Etsy PWD. If I want to get rid of UMask, I could end or Control E and then backspace, or yeah, I want to get rid of UMask here and get root in there. So when you have cat Etsy, oh duh. There we go. Hey, almost done. Now, want to do something really cool? If you erased something with Control W or Control U or Control K, you can bring back whatever you erased with Control Y. Moving over here, Control Y, and that's the last thing I erased. If I keep Control Y, it just keeps repeating. So that copies, it doesn't just delete. It would be the old Windows equivalent of cut. So it deletes it and it puts it in the paste buffer. And the last two here. Previous command. Now we do previous commands these days with up arrow. We did the previous commands on an episode about 2 months ago. What's the history command? There's an I command for history. It's not history, but it's history. And then I can rerun one of these commands with bang and then the command number. So I can say something like bang 1131. No space. There we go. Reruns that command. But this is a replacement for using the up arrows. Let's see, let's Control U that. Oh, by the way, I Control U, so it's in the paste buffer, right? I can do Control Y and bring it all back. Control L to clear my screen. Excuse me, sorry about that. So my next option is Control P. Control P is the same thing as hitting up arrow. So up arrow is easier these days. but that's what we used to use before up arrows. And then finally, let me widen this out just a hair for you to see accurately. Control P is kind of like using the up arrow. Now let's say that we've gone up a few times, up, 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 up. Now I can use down arrow, down, 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 down. Control N is the equivalent to the down arrow. So Control P goes up, previous. Control N, next, goes down. All right, that's the keyboard shortcuts. There was 13 actual keyboard shortcuts that you can use within the terminal environment, and one keyboard shortcut, Control-Alt-T or Control-Alt-F2, and that's not universal, but it's pretty universal to launch a terminal. It goes on. All right, check questions, and then we'll do a Comptia exam voucher giveaway contest. Questiones says, where did I leave this off? Okay, that was, yeah, there was no questions during that. You were all in rapt attention, huh? End of line, end of game. What do we got here? Tullowitz. Wilshaw talks to Tullowitz. Was that a master control program reference from Ton? End of game. I could see that. I don't know that as a quotable line. I may have missed out on a pop reference. Excuse me. Gotta do the tissue thing. And some water. Well, there was no questions that happened during any of these. I totally had you enraptured. All right, so we'll mark that at 324. And let's talk about a Comptia voucher. I'm going to get my notes up and ready to go this time. We need that to check winners, unless I can do it by memory. And we need this to note the winner. Okay, that's a beautiful place. Both files ready and accessible. Andrew Hutz, if you, I have the right answer at the beginning of today's back channel stream. You can help me find a winner and have the winner claim thing ready to post if you would. Here we go. Contest for Comptia voucher. So Comptia has authorized us to give away some of their vouchers. It wasn't something that Mike called and said, hey, would you guys do us a favor? They know and like Mike and said, hey, you know what? Your show's got some interest and you're doing a lot of good things for Comptia. Let us give you some giveaway vouchers. And wow, they have been so generous with these, because you know the price of vouchers, the retail price runs anywhere from like 178 bucks for their bottom least expensive vouchers, all the way up to almost 400 bucks. The Linux Plus retail price is 388 bucks. I know, because that one's coming out of my pocket. I'm not doing this for Total Seminars. They haven't asked me to do it. So I'm going to bite the bullet on that one. Sorry, kid, no tuition this semester. Dad's got to get Linux Plus certified. Why? Because he wants to. That's all. So these vouchers are good for any Comptia exam, except for the moment for CYSA. I have a question in them, into them to see if that's still the case and what the story is behind it and if it'll ever change. But any other exam that they've got, that's going to be available to you. And you can use the voucher to take the exam any place that exams are given. So if you've got an exam center in your country, or if in your country you can take at-home exams, not every country can do that, then you'll be able to do that there. And I remind you that when you send me info, this is going to be on the sheet, but I want to do this now. Two things. Number one, send it today. If you win, I need your entry in today so I can get it submitted along with the other winners this week by tonight. Because I can't send it, I have to send them in as a batch, and you'll hold up the other ones if you don't send this in today. The other thing is, if you're in the United States and you'll be taking the test in the United States, you not only must identify USA, but the state in which you will take it in. That's a hoop that Comptia makes us jump through. Okay, the contest rules. No winners of previous vouchers. We will be making exceptions to that in the future, as we kind of achieve fullness on this. So yeah, you might win. I'll give it a chance if everybody has, or mostly everybody has won. We're going to do that. But we tend to weight these things toward people who haven't been here and certainly who haven't won yet, or you know, we want to kind of spread this around. It's good for Comptia. It's good for everybody, and you know, we're not looking for hoarders. Not saying that it's impossible to get a previous winner have a voucher, but our goal is to try to get new people who haven't gotten the vouchers. Make it as fair as possible. It's whoever's right answer appears on mine and Andrew's feed at first. I'll use a random number generator. And today's random number is going to be between 1,000 and 9,000. So there's going to be 4 digits in your answer. And closest to without going over today wins. And because we don't have as many people here as Mike does, I let you guess 5 times, but you can't do it all in the same command line. You're going to have to do posts and then another post and another post with your 5-digit number between 1,000 and 9,000. If you haven't already started posting, by all means, begin. The contest has begun. Okay, I've got to look at my number here, and then I got to find answers. Oh, here comes all the answers, all the answer guesses. These are so fun to look through and try and figure out. I see somebody who's posted who's already won in the past. Pretty sure you have. Now I got to look. Oh, no, you have not won a voucher. Okay. So that one's possible. Not over 9,000 and not 9,000 factorial. Ooh. Yeah, oh, wow. Was that a winner? Is that one really close or did it go over? I super scrolled. Boy, when we got lots of guesses, the super scrolling happens there a lot. Let me see what the winning number here is. Okay, it's that. Now we go back to the questions. Okay, that one was over. So far, that is the winner. Reading answers here, looking for answers. That one is over, but it was close. About 10 more seconds. We're going to take answers here. Where did you go? Wow, that one was so close. That's who I have, Andrew. And with that same number, I agree with you. Woo, that was close. But over. You would have been closer than the person we have as the winner. I see people answering with the same number that other people are. I will tell you that nobody's got an exact match yet. So if you're posting something that somebody else has posted, you're not going to get it. Okay. All right, we're going to close this off with TC's last post that I show him of 3648. I have a winner. Let me go back up here and mark him or her. And oh, that's a him because I linked with him recently on LinkedIn. So I know your gender, dude. Let me fill this in 2 areas and then I'll give you the number and identify the winner. Just stand by. Stand by. Goes there and goes here. I'm a voucher. That was the winner and the guess. Okay, save that. Save this. We have a winner at time mark. Save that. 3:30 with a guess of 5002. Our winning number was 5210, 5210. So Sahil Basia, who's been very active lately and did win a voucher, but he's allowed to win. I'm sorry, not a voucher. He won a total tester, I believe. And you have now won a Comptia exam voucher. Congratulations, Sahil. I'm going to post the how to claim slide. Andrew is going to put the how to claim. Please follow all the instructions on this post. I've had to send messages back to people incomplete. I need one complete email that has all the information. So if you miss a piece, I can't take an email that says, oh, here's my missing piece, because we may wind up having to research these things and I can't go back and look for all the pieces. Does that make sense? Good, because it does. All right, let me find the slide here to post up the how to claim your exam voucher. Election support. Okay, Sahil, go to time mark 334, look at Andrew's post, copy and paste that. That'll tell you exactly and everything that you need to do to make this claim. I'm going to post the same thing up here and address it. So you're going to send me an email. You've done that in the past. You're going to send it to daver@totalsem.com. In there, you're going to include your real name, your email address in the body of the email. I cannot take it from the header. Which exam you would like to take, which Comptia exam. Be specific. Give me the number. Just like with winning a total tester online, I need N10-008 or whatever it's going to be. The country where you're going to take your exam, and if the country is the US, include your state. If you've already taken a Comptia voucher, make sure you use the same name and the same email address that you've given to Comptia in the past. So congratulations, Sahil. You have now joined the club of people who cannot win another voucher, at least not for a while. That's wonderful news. All right. Well, I am mostly done with content for today. We'll check other questions. Let me go check my notes here. There is one or two other things worth mentioning. I'm not doing that. Mike's show on Monday. Mike, if you're still listening, reminder, since you've changed course on the routing thing, you did want to talk about at some time in the future the boot process. Been a long time since you've done anything about that, or you may just do open question or whatever else new thing you thought of. I'm just doing my job here. Every now and again, Mike says, remind me of things that I said I'm going to talk about, and then he decides whether or not he's going to do that now or in short order or whatever. Let's see, cacti. So next week, I mean, it's only going to take me 20 minutes to do my final test and document on the thing. So we will install cacti next week. If you're not familiar with cacti, I want you to look it up this week. Just like Linux cacti or cacti network management. Cacti is a really cool program that if you are going to get into network administration, you got one host at the house, you want to administer it, you got 10,000 hosts. Cacti is one of the big tools that is used very, very commonly. You can use this to manage all of your web servers. You can use this to collect logs from all of your different hosts and servers and things like that. It's really powerful, it's really flexible, and it is now available to run on Raspberry Pi. The install is fairly quick. We could almost do the whole thing in a show, except there is one step that takes about 20 minutes. So not going to do that. I'm going to have it pre-done, and then we'll do all the other steps live and in person, and I'll talk you through what I did up to that point. The week after that, we're going to do using cacti. So we're going to install it on one week, and then we're going to show you how it's used. And again, if you're going to pursue any kind of job or career in IT administration, IT management, IT support, especially places that are Linux-based, Unix-based, get to know cacti. It's a really useful and powerful tool. And there's about 4 or 5 other really useful and powerful tools. While I'm working on that in evenings, I will also be working on learning Nessus 10. I know I've mentioned that before. It's coming down to the wire. The question has come up, what's going on with Minecraft? I am in communication with Minecraft. This change to Bullseye has had impact on a lot more things than we may have expected. How's that? I was doing something last night, doing an update, and this particular program said, we apologize for all of you Bullseye users. We are working on fixing bugs as fast as possible. Those who use it, it's the Pi Apps application. Okay, back to questions if there is any. And when we get done with questions, I'm going to call this one a short day. I've covered everything that I need to cover. Cacti would have taken a little longer. So voucher winner was posted at 3:54. Armando, our other winner. Congrats, the other winner. Well done. And I think I saw Sahil congratulated. No, somebody else did. BD Vasquez did. Vasquez, if you prefer. I do it both because I don't speak Spanish. 2112. We can't say 2112 without dipping our heads in sorrow to Neil Peart, who for 45 years I called Neil Peart, right? And then he passes away, and no, it's always been Neil Peart. Okay, fine, Neil Peart. Very well, Sahil. Will Shaw, so I can harass Mike next week on Grub. Man, I did a lesson on Grub 2 weeks ago with my Linux course. I know more about Grub now than I ever wanted to know. So yeah, we can talk about Grub and Linux bootloaders. How fun. Nessus rules. Yeah, Andrew's been playing with Nessus because now Andrew is seriously into pen testing and offensive. It's not offensive hacking. It's I saw your post on Discord with the offensive term, and I can't remember the official term for it. I was going to do a joke about, yeah, Andrew's offensive, but I let that one go. What did you guys say? You have a Minecraft server? Yes, we will be setting up a Minecraft server in very short order. I've got a back method to do it. We can install regular Minecraft, which is what we want to do, but there's a JavaScript version of Minecraft that I have in my handy dandy little repository, and maybe we can just slam that one down. Oh, tow it. Necessary. For shame and for crime. It's only offensive in Discord. Oh, it's going to be so cool. I'm going to have some ducks in order. All right, well, let's wind things up as we do, as ever and always. My gratitude to Mike Myers, who lets us have this time and this resource for 2 hours a week on Friday to get together. We talk Comptia, we talk obviously Raspberry Pi and Linux. Today, our tie-in on the two of them was knowing Linux commands that you need to be aware of for the 220-1002 exam. So we did a little refresh, kind of sort of, on the difference between the PWD, present working directory, and the password command, which is used to change passwords. You also saw me take a look in the password file, PASSWD, which is in the Etsy directory. Those are all really important things in the real world that you have to know for Linux. For the sake of Comptia exam, you just need to know that the PWD stands for present working directory, or some people call it print working directory. Yeah, cool bananas. If you need to bail back channel, feel free. I can close things up here. I got nothing else. And if you want to hang, we'll see you on Discord shortly. Anyways, my eternal gratitude to back channel Andrew Hutz. You can't imagine how hard he's working back there. Sorry that Scott couldn't make it. We'll see what happens in future. Again, his schedule is changing up dramatically, and he may not be on working the back channel anymore. I don't know, because he's got other priorities, I guess, is the bottom line, right? Of course, number one, we thank you, right? This show doesn't happen without your participation, and we really enjoy having you here. Love giving away the stuff, and we will continue to do that for the foreseeable future. In the meantime, let's move this thing over to here. That's just going to do something terrible. I feel it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow. Could that be a first? It could be a first. At any rate, this has been Dave Rush. I'm the senior instructor at Total Seminars and resident Pi specialist. I wish you a great weekend. Take care of each other. Take serious steps to stay healthy. Call and visit your parents. And never forget, technology is great, but the greatest resource we have are you and I. And so with that, I will bid you good night. I'll see you on Discord in a few minutes and at Mike's AMAs next week. Until then, I am out of here. This presentation was recorded before a live audience and is a production of Total Seminars.